He was his servant. In other words, everything that Moses did for Joshua and meant to Joshua, God was what? Behind it. You need to understand that no matter what situation you find yourself in, even if that guy gets up and goes, God knows about it. God is wanting you to know that he is behind it. And he was saying to him, he said, look, young man, he was my servant. He was my servant. He wasn't just anybody. So the things he was doing for me primarily first, even before you. You see, the fact that Moses was God's servant, every relationship that Joshua, everything that happened in the relationship between Moses and Joshua was ordained by God. It was ordained by God. So God was saying, look, don't take your eyes off of Moses and put it back on me, the boss and sender of Moses. Take your eyes off of that job that is no more and put it on me, the one that can help you. Don't look to Moses. He's dead. He's gone. But I sent Moses. Now I am calling you to send you. I am doing a new thing in your life to make you the leader. Don't be stuck with Moses, because he said, Moses, my servant. He's mine. What you had that you lost was mine ab initio. Then God said something that also got me curious. He said, Moses, my servant, is dead. But in verse 1, he said, after the death of Moses. Why? It was almost as if God was saying, face the fact. Don't deny the fact that that relationship is not working anymore. Don't stay there and hope that that appointment you lost will come back again. It is gone. I know how it came and I know how it left. Now look to me. God does not want his children living in denial. The third thing that I saw there was that God seemed to be also telling Joshua that he was in command and control of the situation. It's as if he was saying, look, I took Moses when Moses was around. He was my servant. I sent him on an errand. And when that assignment was over, I took him. You can't fight God. You can't fight God. You can't make him do anything. Let's go on quickly and look at some other things that I want to do and go back to that verse. The next thing it says is, therefore arise. Arise. What happened for Joshua to arise? That meant Joshua was already down. God said to him what? Arise. Say it again. Arise. Say it for the third time. Arise. God said arise. If God said Joshua should arise, that means Joshua had been down. God wouldn't have told him to arise. What happened may have knocked Joshua down. I don't know what has happened to knock you down, but it's time for you to You need to arise. Let me tell you that if you do not arise, you can never cross over. You can't cross over. You need to get up. To arise means to get up. That engagement is gone. Arise and get up. You need to get up again. That word arise actually means to accomplish. In fact, when I was studying it and I was doing research on it, it actually means it means to establish, to make. Some of the synonyms, some of the similar words actually is to decree. Isn't it interesting? And that's what arise. No, it's not literally or only to arise. It means to make. It means to determine, to establish, to decree something. And you know that before things happen in the natural, they have to have been decreed and established and that's what that word means. People of God, if you're going to go over, you need to begin to make that word and that world that you want to see and form it with the word of your mouth. Go back to that scripture. Then he said, after you have made it, now go over this Jordan. The first thing is that there is a Jordan for everybody. Don't try and go over somebody else's Jordan. There is a Jordan for everyone. But before we go there, to go over is to cross over. It is to go and push through something and push through and get across is not easy. It requires a push. Say to your neighbor, you need to push. You need to push in prayer. You need to push in worship. You need to push in studying of the word. You need to push inside you. Get up in your inner man and push so that you can cross over. I'm saying to you this morning, people of God, go forward. You cannot sit down and hope to move forward. So if you are sitting down and doing nothing, you will not move forward. Some of you, you've been sitting down for the last 6 years, waiting for JAM to happen, instead of you to have learnt a trade. And as you are doing JAM, you're also developing some skill. You continue to sit down there and you continue to say, Pastor, I need to take JAM again. And God is saying to you, move forward. Move forward. Let me go now to this Jordan. The word Jordan in Hebrew is actually Yarden. Don't worry about the Hebrew word. It's Yarden. Interestingly, people of God, listen to me, everybody. I want complete full attention. You need to know this. And this is why I'm telling you. I've titled this, Go Over This Jordan. The word Jordan, Jordan, that river Jordan, that word Jordan in Hebrew means a descender. I didn't write the Bible. It means a descender. Let me tell you what that means. Something that goes down. Something that goes down. Something that brings down. That's why you must go over it. Because you see, if you stay on this side of Jordan, you are going down. And that's why they needed to cross it. If the children of Israel had stayed there, they would have all died one by one until the race became extinct. You see, that state that you're in, that condition that you're in, if you're not careful, you will get stuck in it until you get buried in it. And you will never be able to move again. That disappointment, that loss, acknowledge it, mourn it, grieve it if you will, but don't stay there forever. Because if you stay on that side of Jordan, you will descend. You must cross Jordan. You must cross over the tendency to go down. You must cross over the tendency to lose your value. You must cross over. But let me give you now the good news, people of God. If we go back to that verse, give it back to us, please. And it says where? You and all these people, where are you crossing to? To the land which I am giving to them. You see, on the other side of Jordan, there is a land, there is a field, there is a ground God has prepared for you. You didn't hear me. I said there is a land waiting for you. There is a business waiting for you. There is a new relationship waiting for you. There is a new promotion waiting for you. There is a new appointment